Somebody has to hear this. So today was a very changing, I don't know, life-changing event. Like, just a big thing today because I did something that I don't do very often, which is to leave the house without a phone. I don't care if my phone is on 20% or 10, I usually take it. And today I went to sleep last night and I didn't charge my phone. I didn't charge my laptop. And I've been buying books lately, but I'd rather use my phone. I'd rather be on my phone. So I just put the books aside. But today I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not gonna be out long. I'm gonna go get me some Jittery Joe's coffee. I'm gonna go to Publix because I have a coupon. I'm gonna get me one free drink from that coupon and I'll be right back. I'll just, read my book or whatever until it's time to go. And I went to the Jittery Joe's. I ordered some matcha and I started reading my book. And I remember just feeling like, why can't I read that fast? Like, I'm kind of just, I don't know what time it is, but I just kept reading it. And I got up because I was cold and I was kind of yawning. So I got me a hot black cup of coffee. And what was unique about all that was, I kind of bonded with the barista. I asked her, like, we started talking about the coffee and things, and she was like, well, this is what I try. This is, and I was like, ooh, that's really good. I should do this more. Like, thank you so much. And it made me really happy. I could, order something so basic and it tastes so amazing. And the book that I was reading was about coffee. So I had that little moment, and then I just kind of, I had a bus to take. So I was like, well, I asked the lady, I said, what time is it? And I think she was like, it's 4:54. And I knew the last bus came at 6. So I was like, okay, I got 2 places to go. Another thing, before I left the apartment complex, I checked the mailbox, which I usually do when I come back, and I had extra coupons for Kroger. I was planning on going to Publix, but I knew I had to go to Kroger now because I needed groceries, and I was like, this is perfect. So I went to Publix, and as soon as I walked in there, I was looking at some discounted things, and if I had my phone, I would have got on my phone, looked at the online coupons. I would have somebody would have spoke to me. I would have been like, hi, keep going, whatever. But someone spoke to me today. It was the store manager by the name Mark, and I started speaking to him, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I ask you, like, are y'all hiring? And is it okay that I've worked at a Kroger before? And we got into this little tour of the store, what I'd be doing and everything. And he introduced me to another store manager here as well. And we scheduled me a meeting for Friday. And it was just like really beneficial. I was really happy, in a great mood, and feeling blessed that I could potentially get a job here. And so I went over to Kroger, which was, a little bit like a few minute walk. And I went in there with the coupons. I walked by the area where it happened, and I was looking for this stuff, couldn't find it. I kept going. I found some of it, and then I went back to the area where it happened. Okay, and I asked this lady, I got the dip that I needed, and I was looking for some type of crackers or pita chips. And I was just like, well, let me ask about this free loaf of bread or whatever, or these free rolls that it was. And I asked this lady in the deli, I said, excuse me, and I asked her very politely, I said, do you know where I can find these at? And she grabbed it, and I followed her a little bit, and I kind of kept my distance because I was like, well, it's over there, she'll come back, because my groceries and stuff and my book was right here. So she came back, she gave me the coupon, she handed me the coupon, and I said, like, was it here? Like, do y'all have it? And she was like, yeah, she was nodding her head, yeah. But I said, okay, thank you. And I was like, looking like, where is it at? So I kind of walked away because I couldn't tell if she wasn't able to speak. That's what got me, because she wasn't using her words. So I looked back at her when I was walking away to my cart, and her eyes rolled back and she dropped on the floor and she just started shaking. And I stood there and I looked for like 3 seconds, and I looked up and I said, help, help, somebody help her, help her. I saw customers running to the floor, diving to help her. Employees coming from behind the deli and the other areas. Everybody helped her. There was nurses in there at the time. And I stood back and I was terrified. I thought I caused this, because I was like, I don't know if she has a disability, health problems. I don't know anything about this person. They're not using their words. What if I triggered something and she was having a seizure and some people were putting her like on her side, I think, and she stopped shaking eventually, and it looked like she was just deeply sleeping. And we got this is the one day I did not bring my phone. I couldn't call no one. All I can do is scream for help. All I could do is tell other people to get here. One customer, she called the police and was trying to get them. They're acting slow. She's repeating herself 7 times. The people on the intercom keep calling for the pharmacy to come to the deli section. Nobody's coming. They keep saying it. Nobody's coming. They're like code red or code 0. Everybody's crowding around this woman on the ground. And I'm like, yeah, she was helping me, And I keep showing, when they ask me, I'm showing them like, yeah, this is what happened. And then they finally got the store manager. They called him on the phone. He wasn't here. And it's crazy because I know the store manager. He just denied me a job with the company. I had an interview with him, and he said I didn't get the job. And they called him, and it was just, I used to work at this Kroger. And it's just, finally, she wakes up. She's back, and she's on the floor, and they're like, just stay right here, stay laying down. Don't move, don't try to get up. We got the ambulance coming. She's like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm praying, I'm crying. I'm like, God, please help her. Thank you, I'm glad. And, you eventually got everybody, the citizens, they left, but you still have the 2 nurses that they look like they're wearing scrubs. They're nurses somewhere else. And you had all of them just still helping her until the ambulance got here. And once the ambulance came and they asked me what happened, I slowly walked away, and I was amazed. And I remember picking up some bleach, and I went to the self-checkout. The lady who was at the self-checkout, she said how my day was, and I was like, I just saved somebody's life. And she was like, what happened over there? And I told her, and she was helping me with the coupon stuff. And I know that took a long time. And then right before I left, she was telling me, God bless you. She's like, stay blessed. She was like, you could work in the hospital. I'm like, thank you, And I asked her, I said, what time is it? She said, it's 6:07. And I said, thank you. And I left with all my groceries in my book, and I went to the bus stop, and I was like, hopefully I haven't missed the bus, because it's the last bus for the day. And then I sat there drinking my water. I had to hydrate. The bus came, and I was so grateful. And I got home, and I just was like, this is what happened when you don't have your phone. I'm not against phones. I love my electronics. I usually don't leave, without it, except like once a year or something like that. But I'm thinking to myself, like, I was able to, if it wasn't for me not having my phone, you wouldn't have saw me take that book to the Jittery Joe's. You wouldn't have saw me sitting there enjoying coffee, enjoying the atmosphere. I enjoyed it more often than I ever did that day. I usually just, I grab my coffee and go, and I'm reading a book about coffee because I love it. And then I got into it more, but it was getting late. And I went over to the grocery store at Publix. The store manager lied to me and recommended that I put my application in. And he liked the fact that I had a book. and I was organized with my paperwork and coupons nicely in it and my clipboard. And if it wasn't for that, maybe he wouldn't have believed me, because look how I look today. Then, if I didn't have the coupons, I wouldn't have went to the Kroger. And if I didn't know, if I knew where the bread was, if I knew everything, I wouldn't have asked for assistance. And if I didn't ask this one particular person for assistance, what if she passed out behind the counter and nobody was right there? You know, it's like, wow. Today was just amazing. It was blessings after blessings. And I was crying, and one of the cooks, she was like, "It's not your fault. You saved her life." And the person on the phone with the police was like, "Yeah, because she could have passed out behind the thing." And it was just like, wow, like it just eye opener for me. Like it's I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you get turned down by both jobs. Kroger turned me down. Publix turned me down before. The same one. Both stores turned me down. I come and then I get acknowledged and I get showed, everything, what they want me to do. And then I go to the Kroger that just didn't want me. And now they sitting here like, "You're a great person. You're a great person." And I'm helping an employee there, same store I used to work at, who used to write me up for drinking coffee. And she was born in 2001. She's an African American shit lady. She's, I'm so glad she's happy. She's not happy, but she's well. I remember her saying, like, "I had a seizure." She's asked twice, like, "Yes, you had a seizure." I remember they tried to call her mom. They finally got her up, and she called her mom. And her mom, they was like, "Don't let her move," or whatever. I think nobody knew she had them. And that's what really surprised me, because I had them as a baby. And it was like, you don't know you have seizures. Like, that's scary, because what if I wasn't there? What if this happened? I don't know if it was going to happen when it happened. Like, I don't know enough about seizures to know, like, what triggered that. But I know I got her that help. And I know it was so many good people of all races, of all genders, of just everybody cared. And it's really touching. It's really touching. And it's like, dang, made me feel better about myself as a person. And the only difference about today was that I just was like, I don't know. I didn't have my phone with me. I had a book. I was just enjoying life. You see things differently when you're not just in your, in your phone. I go to the coffee shop to get on my phone and do other stuff. And usually the coffee is okay, but today was like just magical. And I just felt like I had to share this story. And I'm gonna go back there and maybe in a few days and see if she's back working and tell her I'm glad she's alive. And that was really touching. Really touching. I was so sure I was going to be out for an hour, come back home, go to the gym, and stay in the house all day. It's after 6 p.m. I left the house at 3 o'clock. So I just say love your family, help other people. Try to maybe not be on your phone as much, because I was seconds away from just saying, like, you know what, I can't find this bread, forget about it. But something told me to ask this person, and there was a possibility they didn't even know any of that. But it was just like, when she came back, she wasn't speaking right. I started walking away. I didn't know what was going on. And I'm glad I just kind of went back to help her because everybody in there minding their business. And then now everybody's involved just like that. It really showed me something different about the community, about the store workers. You got workers in different departments helping her. And I'm so grateful. I'm so happy about that. It was so sad at the moment, but you know, she needed to get that help she need. Everything's gonna be all right. I think I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get my blessing out of this. I need a job. I'm in need of stuff, you know, and it feels good to help somebody. Helping people when you need help. I'm out here penny pitching for these coupons, and you know, just I'm glad I was there at the right times. I'm glad I went to the Publix. I'm glad I went to the Kroger. I'm glad that the bus was however late it was. I'm glad everything went the way it went today. I hope this touched you, maybe get some insight. I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.